What is going on, guys? BCD here, and today I just wanted to bring you my impressions and final review of ARMS. I've been playing it for quite a while over the weekend, and I just wanted to give you my final thoughts. I play a lot of the global test punches, and I just want to bring you what I decided on and whether or not it's worth 60. So without further ado, let's just get right into that. So starting off, I want to talk about gameplay. I feel like the gameplay is very solid. I feel like it's great. Some modes are better than others, but just gameplay wise and how everything is balanced and everything, that I feel like they really accomplished well. I feel like every character has a distinct characteristics of it, and I feel like they all balance in a way that doesn't overpower the other person. So it's great 1v1s. Movement feels really good. I definitely do enjoy the gyroscope and the controller feel. I do like the mappings of the controller. So I mean, it just depends on how you want to play it. Do you want to play it more of a casual? Then I would use the Joy-Cons because you get more control over your punches. If you want to really get into the not the meta, but the actual competitive, I feel like getting more movement, getting more control over your movements is the way to go. But to each his own. My preference is the Pro Controller, but you can also use the Joy-Cons, and you don't have to use it, but it is a funner way of playing the game. I know people do enjoy it more when you're playing it that way. I just enjoy showing friends basically how the system works, how I watch them throw punches and they just look retarded for a while, but then they get the hang of it and start throwing them in the right way. It definitely has a meta with the arm. So gameplay wise, I don't feel like it was getting enough credit for showing it was like, okay, it's just going to be a casual throw a punch here, throw a punch there, timing. No, it has a lot that goes in it. It's timing, spacing, character abilities, the arms you're throwing, speed, duration of the arms being thrown out, bounce effects. It's a lot of stuff that goes on just in playing this game that I've realized playing ranked matches and things like that. So it definitely has an expandable meta. So it has an expandable variety. It doesn't just throw a punch and then you block. It's a lot that goes into it. So I feel like it wasn't getting enough credit. So I just wanted to put that out there. This game definitely does have a competitive front. It does have variation. It does have those different layers and elements. So the most enjoyable, it has a few modes, but the most enjoyable for me, of course, they have the Grand Prix, the party matches, rank matches, things like that. Most enjoyable for me, obviously, is going to be ranked because I'm very competitive when I play anything. It's definitely the best online I have ever experienced in a fighting game. Period. I can say that solely and agree because I would sit there and I play like 40 matches, didn't realize that I was playing 40 matches just because how fast I would get connected, even through the ranked. It wasn't like it was too long before I meet another match. It was like seconds. And then party match was even better because you were just in a group of people and you continuously had something to do, whether you were just practicing for the next battle, whether you were setting your arms, whether you was looking at the competition that was going on. And as of now, it was just, they did a great job of making you feel included always, so you never felt like you weren't doing something, where you'll get that split decision and be like, hey, let me get off. It's kind of like you're always doing something, and that's why I sit there and play 40 matches and did not realize it until I looked at the clock or looked down at my phone. So some of the best online ever, and I never think Nintendo would be able to pull it off. So I always thought they services was crappy, and I know I can't even, my Wi-Fi is terrible, but wired, definitely up. It's some of the best I ever played. Next thing I want to talk about is, of course, the soundtrack. I definitely feel like it's a good soundtrack, even though it's just stupid as. I'm not sure what the anthem is. They just be singing. I don't know what it is, but it sounds good. I do enjoy the soundtrack. I do enjoy the sounds that come out of most Nintendo games, of course, but that one I felt like it was it resonated a little bit better. The graphics are great. The graphics, I think it's running at native 900. I'm not sure if it's 1080. I know it's 60 frames per second though, and I feel like I can feel it. Everything is so freaking reactive. It's so split second that it has to have that 60 frames per second. It's so smooth. It's so elegant with it. I feel like when you play it, you feel the motion quick enough that you can react. It's all about reaction and timing. So 60 frames per second was probably something the best thing they possibly could have done for that game. It's awesome. The colors pop really well. I don't see it being the most graphically intensive game out there, but it's definitely a good looking game. They all do the Nintendo polish, whether it be Mario Kart, whether it be Splatoon 2, it's going to have that Nintendo polish, so this game is no different. Definitely looks good on the big screen. Looks even better on your 720p handheld. The last driving point that I want to talk about is the modes. The modes are okay. That's the only thing that's the downfall of this game, is that essentially it's in that same place where Splatoon was at first. So Splatoon 1, remember when it first came out, it only had a few modes. It didn't have much going on in the game. The story mode was okay, it was not great. It's the same feel that you're going to get with ARMS. I feel like ARMS has a better premise. Splatoon 2 is looking like a 10 out of 10 to me. It has the Horde mode. It has the expanded story mode. It has more modes in the online. It has so much more content. That's what I feel like ARMS 2 will be. So right now, ARMS may not have as many modes as you would like. I know it has the 1v100. It has party match. It has the skill mode. It has the hoop shot, and it has the volleyball. But it's not really a well-rounded $60 package for me. I'm not going to say that it's not for me, because I enjoy the game tremendously. I'm saying it might not be for the average consumer. I feel like they didn't put enough into the game, unless, I'm just missing something. If you feel that way, you can leave that in the comment section. But as of right now, I feel like it is a great game, and they really are building a great foundation. It's just not completely there yet. It kind of feels like Street Fighter in that regards when it's out the story mode. Even though that story mode sucked ass, I feel like ARMS is a much better premise anyway, a much better foundation. It really does have a lot to offer. It's just missing that little extra to be worth the 60. I know people feel like it's just Wii Sports 2.0, but it's really not. It's kind of Wii Sports Boxing, and it's not that type of game. It's definitely a step up. It's definitely in the right direction. New IPs from Nintendo, I'm always going to support. I feel like they continue to do that, even because I'm not saying I'm tired of seeing Mario and Zelda, but that's the only thing they push. When they push something new, I want to support it so they can make it better. Splatoon 2 is looking better. ARMS is looking good. It is good, actually, and when it becomes that full package thing, that's when I really can recommend it to everyone. But if you like just punch out type games, you like punching, you like those gyroscope new feel type games, if you like to just have a competitive time online and have no lag issues, no problems actually, getting into matches, this is a great game. This is a great game to just throw on and have fun with your friends. It's one of those really good games, but I can't justify the 60 for you. I can only tell you exactly how I feel about it. The modes aren't all there yet, but it's definitely a great game. But that is pretty much all I have for this review on ARMS. In my opinion, it's worth 60. Just let me know what you think. It's kind of in that space where the modes aren't there, so I can honestly either recommend it or not, just depending on that. So it can go either way for me, but I feel like it's worth it. What do you feel like? Leave that in the comment section below. I want to thank you guys for watching. If you like this commentary, don't forget to like and subscribe. And as always, peace.